Hello YouTube, this is 122493. What I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to be showing you guys is actually a question that some people don't understand too well, is how to hook up your Xbox to a computer monitor. Now, what I got here is the Samsung. This is the PX2370 model. This is the one that has an HDMI input. It has actually an optical audio sound out and a 3.5mm analog sound out. I'll show you those in a bit. This one is a 23-inch, 23.5 I believe, LED monitor. It's a low profile monitor, so it's very thin, as you can see here. I got my Xbox 360 Slim. You can find it anywhere, Future Shop, Best Buy, whatever. Now this one is a little tiny speaker. This is from Monster. This is the HD sound clarity. You don't have to use this one in general. I'm just using it because it has a 3.5mm input for audio. And basically, you can plug your iPod to it that doesn't have Bluetooth or whatever, because this has Bluetooth audio support. And it can actually have quite filling sound room. Now over here, this is an SPDIF cable, optical audio cable. If you don't know what this is it's usually meant for high-end audio equipment. For legless sound, it uses light to transfer the ones and zeros to basically instead of like a copper thread, so it's much faster. You usually don't really have much audio lag using it. The only problem is that they are quite expensive cables. Now the first black one I have over here, this is an HDMI to a DVI cable. This is an HDMI to an HDMI. This is the Xbox 360 AV to audio support, and this here is actually a custom cable. I'll get to that in a moment. Now, obviously, you can see that none of these things are plugged in at the moment. So first off, I'm going to grab my Xbox. Now, on the back of this one, I have my power, my AV port, and HDMI. This one has a built-in optical audio. The older generations do not have this one. They also do not have this many USB ports. And this one is basically used for the Kinect. Now, for the computer monitor I have on here, ooh, it's dusty. If you can see that, power, this is a DVI. This is a DVI that also supports analog. What that means, you can actually plug in a DVI to analog, DVI to VGA cable, and it will work. It actually comes with one in the box, an HDMI port, and these are the actual audio outs. This is one that you can plug in a pair of headphones in, or this is one for the SPDIF audio. Only trouble is that these two, they're taken out of the HDMI, and there is a little bit of audio lag, so I stopped using these, but they don't work too bad. The SPDIF actually has more of an audio lag than the actual analog, just because it takes more time to actually decode it. Now, a simple method will be using an HDMI to an HDMI. You get full 1080p, you get also your I think it's 5.1 surround sound that's supported in one of these cables. This is just a standard HDMI 1.3 cable, and it does the job fine. So let's just start plugging this in. So you can see here, I'm just plugging the HDMI in and HDMI in. Now, the problem with this setup is that I have no sound. It's going straight to the monitor, but I have no sound. I can take this, I can grab a pair of speakers or a pair of headphones and plug it in to here. That's one way of doing it, but there's a little bit of audio lag. Not too much for this one, but it's enough to drive me a little bit crazy every once in a while. This one is an Xbox 360 audio kit. So as you can tell, it uses the Xbox 360 AV port, and it has the SPDIF, and this is known as an RCA audio. Now, what you can do, as you notice, is basically these are what you can plug your speakers to. But if you have a pair of small speakers or headphones or computer speakers, it might be a little bit difficult because you might not be able to find an adapter. This is the cable that I was mentioning before. I'm pretty sure you can buy some. If not, I just made it one myself. So I took an old video cable that I had. I chopped it in half. I bought one of these ends at a local Radio Shack source or whatever. They're a little bit pricey if you buy it there. If you buy it online, if you buy parts online like these stuff a lot, you can probably find it cheaper, but it probably might be your convenience to go to the source or whatever. And let's see if I can strip this off. And you can see basically I just mended it myself. This actually has full left and right support, individual channels. I have actually tested this cable. If you want to do a sound test, there is a video online you can just go to YouTube, type in sound test. And this one, what you can do, I just marked it. So left, white, red is right, no, left, white, right, red. Got mixed up on words. And it actually goes into a headphone jack. You can plug in any kind of headphones you want, or in this case, these speakers. So I'm just going to do that right now. The benefits of this is that you can plug in any kind of speakers you want into here. You don't have to buy a specific brand or whatever. It's whatever you have lying around the house. Another option is that, Another option that you have is that you can probably plug it to a gaming headset. Now, on the old Xbox, you would actually need this adapter, or if you had the standard AV cables, there will be a little port on it as well for that. And what you can use is this fiber optic cable. And what you can do is that you can take this end from the new one, or the end on here on this adapter, or on the older ones, and plug it to some particular gaming headsets. The one I have is a Triton. Now, I do have this HDMI to DVI. The benefits of this, it's practical. It's a little bit cheaper than an HDMI to an HDMI, but the downside is it doesn't, some monitors won't support HDCP over Xbox using HDMI to a monitor using DVI. Some will work, sometimes it won't work. What HDCP means is that high definition copy protection. It might not mean a lot to you right now, but later on it will show up. If you're planning to watch Netflix using this HDMI setup, I would go for an HDMI to HDMI, just for the fact that that basically it has HDCP and HDCP. If you're using a DVI, it actually doesn't fully support HDCP. It might depend on your cable, it might depend on your monitor, it really depends. But just to go on the safe side, I would use an HDMI. So, let's just recap a little bit. If you want to play on a computer monitor, I have an HDMI monitor with this little audio adapter, because you can't plug in your regular one because it's too wide. This is a slimmed down version. And what you can do with this adapter is that you can plug in any kind of speakers or headphones, and now you have sound. If you have a gaming headset or anything like that and it only uses the SPDIF, you don't really technically need to buy this adapter unless you're running on the original Xbox. On the new ones, they have a port for it. And yeah, that's probably it I have to go through. So, this is 12/24/93, and this has been a video of basically how to use a computer monitor for your gaming system. It's probably very similar to the PlayStation. Again, I don't know too much about the specs for the PlayStation, but this one was just specifically for the Xbox. Okay, take care, have a good day, and happy gaming, everyone.